three. Okay. Steven Scaccia.
Nailed it.
Welcome, everyone. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Well, you can
Yeah.
hear me. I'm great, but my voice doesn't reflect it. Or maybe it reflects it too much. I felt what I was saying earlier. I felt as I was losing my voice because I was serving and everything, but I still couldn't stop making that small talk with the customers.
You have to do it. I don't know. It's just once you're in it, you're in it. I totally know that feeling,
Yeah. But anyway, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so we can first launch on you, talking about your show at Guilt this Thursday.
It is, yes.
So you can tell everyone about it.
Yeah, for anyone who's interested, I am playing the early show at Guilt & Company this Thursday, April 30th. So that is a 7 o'clock start, and we play till 8:45. So I'll be playing with a 5-piece band. So me and 4 other guys, all amazing friends of mine, all of them play at Guilt all the time. And if you're into R&B and sexy soul and nostalgia and roads and stuff like that, I think you would enjoy the show.
Nice. Pretty sure we will.
Yeah.
I've seen you play at Guilt a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the first time you're playing with a 5-piece?
No. So I did the late show on January 3rd with 6, because I had Tiffany Rivera on background vocals that night.
Yeah. Wait. Scratch that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you were with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably was working that night then.
I think you were. It's been a few months now, but
I don't know why I erased that. I was like, oh, this is the first time that I'll see him play with a bigger band. Because I've seen you play with just you and Lenny. Mm-hmm. You, Lenny, and someone else.
Mitch Ostreicher plays both keys and bass. So I did most of my early Guilt shows just with Lenny, and then Mitch was the first person I added to that. So it slowly built. It was I did my first few shows just with Lenny, and then I did one with Lenny and Mitch, and then I did one with Lenny, Mitch, and Brendan Buglioni joined us on drums. And then I did one with Lenny, Mitch, Brendan, and then Tiffany, and then Zach Wong on bass. So it just slowly grew over time. And nice. I was I don't know, big bands and performing and frontmanning is that's my passion, Yeah. I love the bigger the band, the better.
Nice.
Horn section will be next,
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So how did you, now going back, we'll go back to Guilt in a little bit later, but when you started off singing, when was the moment you realized damn, I actually have a voice that I can actually use to entertain?
It's funny because when I was a kid, I knew I always liked singing. Mm-hmm. I always knew I liked the feeling of it. I loved it. I found it very fun, but you never know what you sound like, because you're hearing yourself in your head. And I was I don't know if I have a good voice or not. My parents never really said anything, good or bad. They were just oh, he's singing again. And then I got into high school and I really wanted to join choir because I was I just want to sing a little bit more. And I remember in the 9th grade, they were kind of going male by male, guy by guy for this one solo. And they got to me. And I was so scared. And up until that point, I had always been very shy about my singing. And I was what if I just swallow all of this right now and just try singing this verse as if I'm alone in my bedroom? And I did. And then everyone was he should have it. He should have the solo. And that was the moment where I was wait, do I actually have a decent voice? And then I brought my parents to see, and they were wow. And then I started taking lessons. So I didn't start taking lessons till I was 15, 9th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that was around the time I realized, okay, I enjoy singing and people seem to like it. So let's see if we can combine it all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So I guess this means you were 15, you realize upon I guess, a reflection of like others' reactions to you singing that you could sing. When was the moment when you actually owned it? That you felt like this is actually like, yeah, I can sing.
I feel like the feeling of owning it has definitely come and gone. I'll be very candid about the fact that for a long time and throughout my entire career, I think confidence has always been my biggest struggle. I think it's really hard to maintain it all the time. We're all human and we're surrounded by talented people, and it's like, am I good enough? I feel like I ask that question to myself all the time. But I remember a number of years later, it was like, what year was it? 2012 maybe. So I would have been 20, like 20, 21. I had entered this like singing contest at the Italian Cultural Center, and it was called Voice of the Night, and they had it every year. It was like such a big deal. And I think I had done it once or twice before and made it into like the finals, but never won. And this one year, and there were some like pretty decent singers in that one. I mean, Antonio La Rosa was in it that year, if you know him, and like Frankie Chenna, I think some people know him. And there were a lot of like good singers there. And I actually ended up winning that year. And it was crazy. I was not expecting to win. And I think that was the moment when I was like, oh my God, wait a minute. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah. And, at the time I was so young, and, you have those moments, and then sometimes you bounce back and you lose the confidence and you bring it back again. And I think I'm at a point now where I think I'm the most confident in my musical identity than I've ever been. So it's a journey.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to hear that you actually you're now in a really good spot.
Yeah.
And you mentioned this was off camera, but you mentioned that now you feel like you have that bug again to write.
Yeah.
So you have this, you mentioned you had 9 songs.
I have 9 originals out, which is kind of crazy. I have like a 7-song EP that I released, oh my God, like 10 years ago now. And then I released 2 singles in 2019, and they're really cool songs. I really like them, but I was a lot younger back then, and I was working with people, and I was, listening to all the people around me about like, this is what sells, this is what you should record, like this is the kind of record you should make, this is the kind of genre you should do. And I was like, okay, cool, that sounds fun, yeah. And I was so young, and I didn't have that strong sense of identity and that sense of this is what I want to do. I'm proud of those songs. I'm happy that they're out. But this year, I started writing lyrics a couple months ago, and I've got some really cool ones. And right now, it's like I have the strongest sense of identity in myself, and I'm excited to work with like producers and stuff like that who are in alignment with what I want to do. Like I've realized over the years that like nostalgic R&B and soul are like where my heart is, my heart and my voice, and the songs I've written this year have really actually like been in that vein. So I'm really excited. Like for the first time since 2019, I have that bug, and I'm like, okay, what can we do with this?
Yeah. Would it be safe to say that you have been singing like a lot of covers throughout the years?
Yeah.
Now you feel like this strong identity of yourself, and you feel sure, so you've been writing again. What Steven are we going to like be learning about through these new songs?
Yeah, so these
like, is it something that we haven't seen you on stage? Like, what part of it hasn't been like told? What story hasn't been told?
I think for me, these lyrics, because they haven't been co-writes, like these are the first lyrics I've written that I've actually just written myself, and they're drawn from very specific experience, like my own experience. It's not like, for me, these ones, I don't even know if can I say the title? I titled one Player 2. It's still a working title, but it's like this, at least my vision for it is like this really like sexy, nostalgic, like Rhodes, like R&B song. And the whole thing is a metaphor about playing video games, but it's this like intimate moment with your partner. And like, it ties all of my passions in life into one packaged lyric. So things like that. I mean, I always aim for like, a sound that is identifiably me and fresh and new, but I always want it to harken back to that feeling of nostalgia. That's always been very important for me. So
Where have you found inspiration recently to write these lyrics?
A lot has happened in the last year. My partner and I were long distance for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years we've been together, and we were long distance the whole time. And he moved to Vancouver last year. Mm-hmm. Yes, and then we got married in the backyard, and like all of these things, right? Because he moved here from the U.S. and all of these things kind of happened in a very short amount of time. And I think I can't say that there's no connection there. I feel like getting that bug is like I have all this life experience now in a short amount of time, and for some reason, for the first time in 6 years, I feel like writing like they must be connected. Yeah.
Do you find that he's like, I don't know if this holds true for you, but how some people do actually like can be muses for other people. Sometimes it's not a person, but sometimes it's a place or like an experience or whatever. And sometimes you get like muses to be someone maybe not necessarily like unexpected. It doesn't necessarily always have to be your partner.
Yeah.
But when it is, I guess it's like it's perfect. Would you consider that maybe the fact that now he's here, like he's now that like muse that you can actually interact with?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and the thing for me is he is the first person that I've been in a relationship with that is a massive gamer like me.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
So
you share.
And the cool part about it is, when we were long distance, it was like we're on FaceTime and we're playing games together, which is cool, but it's not the same. Now it's like our PCs are side by side.
Yeah.
Like, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. I get to look to my right and we're playing League of Legends together. And it's like, you know what I mean? And I think that I draw a lot of inspiration from those moments. I think I'm pretty sure don't quote me on this because I don't want anyone to know my process, but I'm pretty sure I was writing the lyrics to this song Player 2 like in between deaths, like when we were playing games together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have 2 monitors on my PC, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was just like,
maybe if I
yeah, you don't want to like lose the thought, so you write it down right away.
You do. I just remember. Yeah, you do have a Twitch.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do. Yeah. I don't know why I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you stream on Twitch.
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you like, besides having like drawing inspiration from like actually playing, is there other stuff that you draw inspiration from, like, whenever you want to like sing a specific cover or write a song? Has it changed like throughout the years? I imagine yes.
Yeah, definitely it has. And I mean, I'd say even like the prevalence of certain artists that kind of come into your life also changes that perspective. And that, like, for me, and I didn't realize she had this big of an impact on me, but when Olivia Dean started releasing music, actually, funny enough, my husband was the one who introduced me to her. So, again, just having him here is like, oh, I have his playlist. Oh, who's this? And yeah, when I first started listening to Olivia Dean's music, it's very soulful. It's very like, it's new and it's fresh. But even though they're new songs, they still, for some reason, remind me of something nostalgic, which is like, for me, that's always been my goal. And even when I'm recording covers, that was kind of why I started YouTube to begin with, was like, all these songs that take me back to a time and place that I can just remember specifically. And I'm like, well, I want to see what it sounds like in a different life, in a different lens. So yeah, that stuff is very important to me.
Yeah, I bet. Wow, my voice is like...
You're doing good. I'm so sorry about all this.
It's so funny that I have this voice right now, like speaking to someone who isn't just like a musician, but like you, like this is your job.
Yeah. And I've been in your shoes before. I really have.
Sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
don't even sing, but like this sucks.
I know. It's rough.
Yeah.
If you have to use your voice at all, it's just, you feel so powerless when it's like that, you're like, great, what do I do? Yeah.
I also talk a lot and I like to talk. So it's like,
Me too.
it's the Italian in you.
I know. And it's always funny because my voice teacher's Italian, but she's always like, remember to prioritize rest between your gigs. And I'm like, rest?
Fanculo.
Exactly. A fanculo. We can cut that.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I love it.
Okay, sorry. Just going back into. Is there anybody else that you would consider to be your muse, or like experience? Like, I guess you draw experiences from like literally playing, having your like partner now near you. This is like has been also like inspiration to you during those 5 years. Where were you drawing your inspiration from?
To be honest, I mean, going back to being Italian, I'm very family oriented. And I'd say still to this day, my biggest muse is probably my nonna, because in July, she's going to be 93.
Oh, wow.
I know. And you would never know by looking at her. Like, you would never know. She dyes her hair blonde and she curls it, and she does her nails, and she wears heels, and she wears like low cut tops, and she lives on her own, and she gardens by her. She's got her whole garden on her own, and she does everything still. She's so strong. Yeah, strong, independent, and like everything that I want to be at that age.
Yeah.
Like, I hope. I mean, my joints are already fighting me, so I don't know. But for me, like, I've always drawn inspiration just from that strength and from having her near. And also, I mean, she kind of raised me because I had two parents that worked full time. So I spent a lot of my childhood with her, and just watching her be a superhero every single day for 34 years. Like, I draw a lot of inspiration from her, musically and otherwise. And she actually has a beautiful voice too. That's the funny thing. She's got a really nice singing voice.
Do you think you got your voice from her?
Probably, because
or is like some other people in your family also singers?
So my immediate family, there's no music.
Singer.
Like, no, my parents don't sing. My sister doesn't sing. My nonna has a beautiful singing voice, so it's probably her. And I know that there's music in my extended family on my mom's side. Like, my mom has brothers who like grew up in bands and all that stuff, but I never really grew up around them. So I feel like it must be Nonna and Mariah Carey.
I mean,
of course.
Of course. It's Mariah.
1992. I like grew up in the heyday of Mariah Carey,
Oh my God, yeah. I love Mariah Carey.
Me too.
Yeah. Such a diva.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. That's really funny. I actually, I relate a lot to that. My grandmother, she passed away a while ago.
I'm sorry.
But she raised me basically as well. My two parents were working full time. So she raised my sisters and myself. And my little brother got to also, because I'm 10 years older than my little brother.
Right.
So he, of course, also lived, having her as someone. She lived with us, so like having her as also someone to raise him. But I think my sisters and I really squeezed like time with her.
Of course, I know. And I mean, she's the last grandparent I have left, and she is the one I'm the closest with. Yeah. So I'm like holding on to her for dear life. I'm like, yeah.
Is she's on your mom's side?
My dad's side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother was on my mom's side.
Okay.
But yeah, she was like the dancer. She was the one who played music. She played the accordion.
Oh,
she played,
cool.
Yeah, she played, I think she also played the guitar. She played the accordion. She danced flamenco, and she danced, she was
so
like
cool.
the art. Yeah. Like the artist in the family.
An icon.
Yeah, and she would always wear like red lipstick, dye her hair blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I loved her. I still do. I miss her like dearly every day.
I know.
But yeah, I can totally relate to that. Like, I don't make music, but I feel there's like some kind of inspiration that I draw to do like some things in my day-to-day life that come from her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I totally get that.
I know. Grandparents are the best.
Yeah, they're like seriously the best. And she would always like make me, slide me in treats and like.
Yes.
'Cause she was diabetic. which is so bad. But she would like kind of like, yeah, she would like try to corrupt me into like, if I get a chocolate, don't say anything. I'm gonna get you 2 chocolates.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it was really funny.
Oh yes. I know that feeling.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Have you ever like tried to like sing with her? Like have some kind of like
Nothing like officially, but I remember when I was a lot younger, I was maybe like 18 or 19 and I was learning Ave Maria for like a wedding or something. And we just kind of like unofficially, she was in the kitchen and we were just like singing together. But it was so cute. And I was like, oh, her voice is so beautiful.
You should probably do one just like for yourself, It
would be nice.
So you can have like
just like a memory of it.
Yeah.
It would be really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, do it. Like totally do it. Whether it's just for you or for YouTube, but like do it for yourself.
Yes, I would love that.
I'm pretty sure you won't regret it.
No, I definitely won't. And to be honest, like the other 3 grandparents, I did sing at other funerals. But I'm hoping my parents don't expect me to do this one because I don't think I'd keep it together for this one. So yeah.
Yeah, no.
As much as I'd love to tribute her in that way, I don't think I'd be able to do it, or like we're too close.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. And then I also wanted to ask you because so you've done like a bunch of covers, you do weddings, you do corporate events, but you also play live at Guild.
I do.
Like you would do these other gigs. How do you feel like the differences between like the reaction in people in these kinds of events than like playing at Guild or like weddings? Because I feel like they're very different, but you do get also like these like energy that you can like kind of like feed off when you're like going like right before the the high note or like before belting something. What would you say are like the differences, like pros and cons?
It can definitely be a mixed bag. Guilt & Co., there are no cons. It is my favorite place in the world. I will like die on that hill. I love Guilt & Co. so much.
It's such a cool spot.
It is, yes. And I really have to, while I'm on this podcast, I have to shout out my friend Ame for shouting that place out to me years. She sings there quite a bit, or at least was at one point. And she's a great singer. And I remember at the end of 2022, when I started kind of with all these corporate and wedding bands, like she was the one who was like, let me introduce you to the guy who books Guilt & Co. And then I got my first show there and changed my life. Yeah. There are no cons to Guilt & Co. And I think what I really like, especially about Guilt & Co. is you are playing to an audience that loves music. That's the beauty of it. Everyone is going there because of live music. And it's just like, that experience, I'm actually like, I don't know if you can see it. I'm goosey. Yeah. Because I don't know why it's making me emotional, but the first time I played there, I played there on Super Bowl Sunday. And I thought no one was going to be there. And that was not the case. There were so many people and I just felt so much love in the room right away. So no cons to Guilt & Co. I'm going to stop crying. I'm very passionate about that place.
You can cry. It's okay to cry. Thanks. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Because you weren't probably expecting it.
No.
Well, you just said it. You weren't expecting it.
No.
Then you get there and you get like this like warmth and like everyone actually wanting to like hear you and see you, and you're like, this is my place.
It felt like the kind of stage where I had set out exactly what I wanted to do with my life, which was have an audience in front of me that connects to each other because of music. That's all I've ever wanted out of my life. And I felt like in that one moment it was, and every time I've played there since, it's felt that way. So it's really addicting to play there for that reason. Weddings and corporates, it's a different game. Corporates, especially depending on the company,
I guess.
There can be kind of an older crowd, a younger crowd, and oftentimes people are there not necessarily to party and to dance. They're there maybe to network with their coworkers or all that stuff. And maybe there's that certain element of, well, I still work with these people. I need to be professional. So sometimes it can be a little more, I'm not going to say difficult. I still love doing corporates, but like sometimes they aren't as receptive to dancing. And, you just have to continue to frontman and not take that personally because it's like, okay, I get it. They're at a work function. Weddings are fun. Like
Yeah,
I do.
I can imagine it's like,
Yeah. Weddings are fun, I will say, because even though, you know, these people are there to celebrate the love of a couple, which first of all is the biggest pro for weddings for me, is like you are contributing to an unforgettable memory to people who have trusted you to provide live music for them, and they're going to spend their lives together. Like, to me, it's so special and it's so beautiful. And the cool part about that is, even though live music isn't the focus, you know, the focus is the bride and the groom, or the groom and the groom, or the bride and the bride, or whoever's getting married. But you provide something really special, and everyone is there to party. Like, I don't think I've ever played at a wedding where nobody was dancing. Like, that's the coolest part about it. There is so much energy from audience to performer at a wedding, which is amazing. The only con maybe to I don't really find many cons in this line of work, because I've been wanting to do this with my life for so long. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I don't want to complain much, really.
Yeah.
But I guess sometimes weddings in particular, and sometimes corporates, it can be a long day, because sound check is often really early before everything starts.
Right.
But then because you're a dance floor band, you're playing at the end of the night. So depending on where it is and their schedule, it's like, ooh, sound check might be at 2 p.m., but you're not playing till 9:30 or 10, you know? So it can be a really long day. So I always go, you know, I go home maybe feeling tired, but still very fulfilled.
And that's a fair con. Like, It's like, well, I mean, long days are still long days, whether you're doing what you love or not.
Totally.
Like, it's still a long day. So
Exactly.
your body still works in the same way.
Yeah. And then you hibernate and you sleep in the next day, and then you're fine.
And then,
Yeah. But so I'd say that's maybe the one con. And, you know, sometimes like set list requests and, you know, all of that is like, okay, can I make this work? But you always can. You know, we're all professionals, and I love it. I love it very much.
And how do you feel now going into like bigger stages, when you've done like the national anthem into like these big stadiums and arenas? I mean, do you get nervous?
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's like, I know like you've been doing this for like many, many years, but like I feel like still the fact that you're still going into like big place, like.
Yeah. I still get nervous. Absolutely.
Do you troubleshoot? Like what are your like troubleshoot go-tos whenever that happens? Like,
to calm myself down, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because it's like you're going now, and you're like, I'm still not chill, and I need to be chill.
I know. And sometimes you don't have that luxury of time, but I don't know. I think for me, learning to like really slow down your breathing is really important. And sometimes it's easy to forget it. And I remember a few years ago when I was kind of newer to all these bands and all these bigger stages, I would sometimes wake up and have no voice. But it wasn't because I lost my voice. It was because I didn't realize how much tension I was carrying. I would wake up so nervous because I'm like, I need to impress person A, B, and C if I want to keep working. I'm still new to this and I want to like, you know, all that stuff. And then it piles onto you. And unfortunately, our voices hold trauma, you know, and they hold stress. There are a lot of muscles here that want to get in your way. And they will if you allow it to happen. So I've learned over the last year or two that just like first thing I do when I wake up is just take a deep breath. It doesn't matter what kind of gig I have. I'm a professional. I'm doing this for a reason. I love doing this. This is fun for me. Like I always have to just remind myself, like I do this because I love it. And like ultimately, if I go out there and remember how much I love this, the nerves are manageable. But I think nerves are still important. I think they mean you care.
They keep you in check. I guess.
Yeah. It's easy to tunnel vision and to go into autopilot if you're not nervous at all. And, you know, I think I would only not be nervous if I didn't care, which would be bad, you know? So I still think there's importance in nerves, but it's just a matter of making sure that you manage them so they stay under control.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about you sharing stage with Michael Bublé?
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah, it happened a couple times actually.
How the hell
Girl, it was crazy.
I mean, I would like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like speechless without even.
I was too.
Actually do.
I was so scared. I was really young at the time too. So it was, oh my God. The first time it happened, I think it was 2012. And in 2012, I would have been about 20, like 19 or 20. And I grew up in North Burnaby, which is where Michael Bublé grew up, coincidence. And I actually grew up singing a lot of his songs before I kind of realized that like that kind of soul R&B lane was where my heart was. I grew up singing a lot of Michael Bublé and a lot of Rat Pack, Sinatra stuff, just because at the time it sat in my voice really comfortably. And there was a part of me that really, really idolized this guy because he grew up in my neighborhood, and I was like, he made himself something, and I was like, and he's part Italian. There were a lot of parallels, and I was like, I love this guy, still do, of course. We just have different identities. But I remember I was playing at the Italian Cultural Center, like a week before it happened, and there was someone there, and they were like, we are having a grand opening for this credit union, GNF Financial. I think they've recently renamed themselves, but at the time it was GNF Financial. We're opening our branch on Hastings and Carlton. Did you want to come sing? And I was like, yeah, I'm available next weekend. And it was Hastings and Carlton's right in my neighborhood. Like Burnaby Heights is close by. So I was like, great, amazing. So I show up there and I meet the guy again.
But you didn't know that he was okay.
No idea. But he did, what's funny is he did say, he was like, we're in North Burnaby, like we're in Michael Bublé's neighborhood, so make sure you sing a lot of his stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I do it anyway. So I showed up there and, he's like, okay, cool. So nice to see you again. Thank you for coming. Here's the sound guy. Here's the stage. Oh, and Michael Bublé's in the branch taking pictures with people.
And you were like,
I had this moment of like, I'm sorry. Yeah. And he said it so nonchalant. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's just out I was like, what? No, there's no way.
Like a cutout of him?
Literally, I was about to say it was like a cardboard cutout maybe. He was like, hey, you've got some time. Let's go say hi. And I was like, to the cutout? Like what? So I go inside and sure enough, it's like real. He's real and he's shaking people's hands. And I was just like, my jaw hit the floor. My mom was with me. My dad was finding parking, poor guy. But my mom was with me and she was like, oh my God, that's him. And I was like, yeah. So we go and we say hello or introduce to each other. I like shake his hand and I was always like, okay, I'm gonna be cool. Like he's just a person, I'm gonna be cool. And I'm just like sitting there shaking his hand and like looking at him. And the first thing that comes out of my mouth was, I've wanted to meet you my whole life. And I was like, so not cool. But I mean,
I guess he probably gets it like a lot.
Yeah.
So,
and this was like in his heyday too. This was like during the days of Haven't Met You Yet. And like, I feel like he was kind of at the height of who he was at the time.
Oh my God.
And I was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's really sweet of you to say. And he's like, I felt the exact same way when I met Harry Connick Jr. So I'm really grateful that I can have this moment with you. He was very, very nice. So nice. And then when I went on stage and started singing, I was doing one of his songs. And then I just like saw like in the corner of my eye, people were going nuts in the crowd. And I was like, why are people going nuts? And I look in the corner of my eye and he's like walking out on stage. Yeah. And we sang, yes. And we sang a line of it together. I was just like, what is happening? I was shaking. And then my mom, this is how you know my mom is Italian. She was like, come over to our house for dinner sometime.
Like, Mom.
Literally, like the shameless. And then he just kind of laughed it off and was like, I don't even have time to have dinner with my own family. But he was like, look, I'm filming my Christmas special downtown next week, or it was like a week or two from then. And he was like, why don't I get in touch with my assistant and you and your mom can come? And I was like, wow, oh my God, yes. Because I don't think anyone could go to that. It was like a friends and family and or like rare contest winner thing. So I was like, oh my God, yes. So like a week later, we hear from his assistant and I'll never forget her. She was so cool. And they give us this access. And it was down at the CBC studios on like West Georgia and Hamilton or whatever.
Yeah.
They were filming it there and my mom and I go and I'm just like, I'm sitting in this like little studio room in a chair, just watching Michael Bublé with his band, his whole band, and they're filming his Christmas special. It was like October, but it was,
And it's like the Christmas.
yes.
That's so crazy.
And I was losing my mind. And then at some point during it, he was like, oh man, I'm so tired of doing Christmas songs all the time. I'm like, it's October. And he was like, wait a minute, hold on. There's a kid in the audience who sings. You, come here, come up here. And I'm just kind of like looking around. I'm looking at my mom. I was like, is he pointing at me? Like, is he pointing at me? She was like, yes, go. And I'm just like walking up there. I was petrified because all these people, his family, they're looking at me, and I'm walking up there, and he was like, okay, like tell everyone how we met, and then like pick our song.
Oh my God.
With his band, his whole like big band. And I was just like, oh, sorry. I was just like, oh my God, this can't be happening. And so I was like, let's do Haven't Met You Yet. And we did the whole song together. And it was the coolest, the craziest experience, one of the craziest experiences of my life. So thank you, Michael Bublé. It was crazy.
That's so cool.
He was really complimentary too. Like he really liked my voice. I got a really nice endorsement. Kitty! Sorry. Sorry, there's a cat here, and I love cats so much.
Yeah, she's a cutie. She's very social. So she'll eventually try to climb on your lap.
I love it. Let her. I love cats.
So yeah, oh my God, like I can't even imagine what any of that felt like.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was
like,
wild.
Meeting someone so big and like, and then being super kind and like, yeah, super nice.
He was so funny. Like he was.
Yeah,
I've
seen like a bunch of his interviews, and I'm like, he's like a really funny guy.
He's so funny. He's so charming. And I mean, again, like I don't cover much of that stuff anymore. Sometimes I do, but like I'm, an R&B singer mostly. But I still feel like my ability to interact with people on a stage is still very inspired by him. Like I always, it's funny, when I first started with all the bands, I was so nervous all the time, but I always got the same feedback, which was like, you're so like good with the crowd. And I like people just,
you're like, I learned from the best.
I was like, I guess so. Like I just kind of, without even thinking, took all that in because he's so charming, and he's just really good at kind of selling anything that happens on that stage. And I guess I really was inspired by that. I love being able to entertain just as much as I love singing, I feel like they go hand in hand. So
that's so nice. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So now that you've been working on like your new songs, do you have like a limit of like a date that you're like putting yourself to?
It's interesting. So right now, kind of. I mean, I've written lyrics for like full lyrics for like 2 songs at this point, which I'm really happy about. And I think that's a great place to start. I'm happy to release 2 singles or like a 2-song EP. And right now I'm in the like grant application. Like I'm like, there's a couple of grants and deadlines are up in May for them.
Oh, well, that's great. Cause that like, if you don't put a deadline,
exactly,
it's still like put to you.
Exactly. So like funding permitted, which would be great. I'm like really hoping that I can get some of this grant money. And then I've already started looking into a couple different producers that I'd like to work with that specialize in R&B. So I need to like start those conversations. So it would be like, I think when all is said and done,
September.
Maybe a bit later. I think like a late 2026 or like an early 2027 kind of live studio. I really want to do it like a as opposed to, I don't even know about releasing them onto streaming at this point. I'd really like to just release it as like a live studio session, where it's like I've got the band with me and we're doing like kind of like a Spotify Live, like one of those. I really, really want the project to go in that direction because again, like as much as I have the writing bug right now, my heart and my passion still is live performance and it always will be. So I really want the project to kind of have both, like song production, studio session, like filmed live, like authentic kind of like jam session. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. So we'll see.
That's nice. I love like live. Well, we have our own live.
Yes.
live music segment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully once you have those songs,
I would love that.
we'll
Yeah.
have you come over. Yeah.
Yes. That'd
And
be
play them
amazing.
here live.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I love, like, I feel like that's probably, well, I love, anything about what we do, but I think that's like one of my favorite segments that we have in Music and Mezcal.
Yeah.
Because we have a private concert, basically.
Oh, so cool.
And you get to see, like, I don't know, even like the tiny details of musicians playing, their own music, very up close. Because we play it, like, you guys play right here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like right here. So it's like,
I know.
I'm just like sitting there.
Just think early next year, maybe it'll be like me with Lenny and like we'll be playing one of my originals.
Yeah,
one of my
I'd love that.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll have those songs ready.
I think so. At this point, I'm feeling pretty determined. Like
Nice, yeah.
now that it's,
I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, the creative juices have been flowing, and I'm like, I'm seeing this through, because for me, it's like I've been really enjoying growing my own project and my own brand and like my band, because we're not just at Guilt & Co anymore too. Like we're doing Surrey Pride, we're doing Pitt Meadows Pride, Italian Day on Commercial Drive. Like we've got all these stages coming up this summer, and it's like, it's nice because it's like my own band, my own project. We get to play what we want. And for me, growing that has been so fulfilling, and I feel like the next logical step is to add some of my own music that I'm really proud of into those sets. So yeah, I'm like determined to have these songs come out and be something that I'm like truly so like proud of,
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like you're like in a very good moment right now of your like professional career.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like I can tell.
It's been nice. The last year I've spent, because for a long time it was like, okay, I think I'm a decent singer, but the work's not coming. And then in the last year, I've really treated myself more like a business, and it's made a really big difference, in how people approach me, getting gigs, but then also how I treat myself. I treat myself now as this, like, I'm a singer, but I'm like a sole proprietor, and like the handling it like a business, I've realized, is really more than half the battle.
Lenny he talked about that in his episode.
Yep. He was one of the influences for me, for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was him. I feel like it's honestly like a very smart take.
Yeah.
It's not an easy one to make.
No.
Especially because like, I feel like musicians really try, well, like they love doing their music, making their music, but then it's really hard for them to do all of the other stuff, which I get.
It's hard.
But also I feel like because they keep approaching making music not in a business way.
Yeah.
So it makes hard to like kind of like, well, it's still hard. It'll still be hard.
Of course.
But trying to like approach all of those other things that you have to factor into you being, a brand, a business.
And that was me for a long time. Honestly, I'm telling you, like, it was like maybe a year ago that I finally was like, okay, how can I like brand myself and treat this as a proper business? I like literally, it was like a year ago, and already I've noticed massive like positive changes. And I kind of do owe Lenny one for that. I'd never tell him to his face, but if he's Lenny, if you're listening, thank you. Because we had like our admin.
If you're listening, I'm not saying that.
I know. I was like, we had like little admin days together at coffee shops and just like picking at his brain. And I definitely got a lot of knowledge from him, and it's made a huge difference. And I agree. I think there are maybe some musicians who maybe implicitly it's like they think that in order to maintain their artistry, they can't play the game, so to speak. Whereas, but then there's also the path that I've started taking, which is using your artistry to play the game. They can both coexist. Like you can be a meaningful and like connected artist to what you do while still practicing as a business. I think it can coexist, and I've realized that over the last year, which has been nice.
I mean, I hope other people that are listening, other musicians, actually, draw inspiration from you. Because that
cool.
is like, that's some of the stuff that even Paco and I have talked about. That we understand that it's really hard for musicians to do everything.
It's hard,
but it's something that you have to do.
Yes.
Like if you really want your music to be out there.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Being a musician or being a creator in general is so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to get wrapped up in that vulnerability and to kind of have your walls up. But like sometimes you just kind of need to try to let them down and be like, you know what, like the whole point of art and music and all this kind of stuff is it's not for everybody. And like I'm putting my heart out there in my shows and in my original music and in my covers, and you know, not everyone's gonna love it. Being on YouTube really helped me learn that. And then, you know, like because you learn that not everyone loves you, which is fine, you know. But like once that wall breaks down, you can kind of realize, okay, I can still do something with this, you know. Yeah.
Good. So you have going back into, you're gonna play at Guilt this Thursday, April 30th. Early show, 2 sets, people.
Yes, 2 sets.
And then what do you have this summer?
So I will be back at Guilt & Co. on June 5th because June 5th is Pride Month. It's World Pride Month. So I reached out to Paul and I was like, do you want something for Pride Month? Because, you know, I have my band, but we also have this kind of like Pride catalog. We debuted it last year at Guilt & Co. And so I'll be there doing the late show on June 5th. So that will be a 10 p.m. start. Which will be so much fun. And then I'm doing Italian Day on Commercial Drive, which is I think it's the second Sunday in June, like June 14th or something. Pitt Meadows Pride, which is a Wednesday evening, June 17th. Surrey Pride on June 20th. So I've got a lot of like kind of that stuff lined up. At the end of August, on the 27th, I'm doing a summer concert series at the township of Langley. So that will be fun. And yeah, just playing around and then doing all the weddings and corporates and stuff with famous players throughout the summer too. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And then hopefully keep doing stuff for YouTube and stream on Twitch for fun. That's where I just like let it all hang out and just like if I have a spare day where I can use my voice without resting it, I'm like, I'm gonna play games on Twitch.
That's so crazy. You have like this like 2 sides of one coin that are like very different, but that you have like really integrated into who you are, which is like great.
They're both things that I'm passionate about, and I was like, they have to exist somehow together. I have to just find that way. And I was like, okay, cool. This is fine. I can make this work, because if you love something enough, it'll always work, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so let people know where to find you, where to find your Twitch.
Yes.
For the gamers.
Yes, my Twitch is the only one that has a different handle than everywhere else. You can find me at Steven Scaccia everywhere. STEPHENSCACCIA. So Instagram, YouTube. I think I'm still on X, but I never post there. Facebook, TikTok, it's all the same. Spotify. And then if you want to check out some gaming on Twitch, my handle is Protobadger, PROTOBADGER. Real cool. I swear I'm so cool.
Nice. So now you know where to find Steven.
Yes, StevenScaccia.com too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have your webpage, of course.
Which my husband made for me.
Oh.
Yeah. Part of being a business, I was like, it's time to be real about this website, and he did an incredible job. So go look at it. Even if you're not going to book me, just look at how pretty it is, because he did such a good job.
Thank you, Steven's husband.
Yeah, Ricky.
It was really nice having you here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I hope I didn't talk your ear off.
No, of course not.
And I hope your voice feels better.
I do hope so too. It does feel actually better.
You sound clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, talking to you has been really heartwarming.
Oh, me too. Thank you. It's been so much fun.
Okay, so thank you, everyone.
See ya.